Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Super Metroid Redesign, and we are making some good progress. With our high jump boots, we now actually have most of the items. I guess, yeah, this would probably be a good spot to get into it here, but good grief, get out of my way. That's right, you can stay down there. I got these missiles to take care of. These missiles, be careful with these, because there's these little leech things on this bridge. These are completely bombable, so one latches onto you, you try to bomb, get it off, you fall into spikes. So yeah, just be careful with that. But we've got our little missile hanging out here, and little room up there. Now with the little wall thing, I kind of sort of pointed out, but didn't really point out, I think, in the last video. We are going to do a little bit more with that. It's actually part of the fetch quest. You have to go around and do stuff. But we're not going to get too far into it, because to really get the bulk of the stuff, thanks Scree. To get the bulk of the things you have to hunt down, you need gravity suit. But we have most of the items otherwise, so this isn't a bad time to at least start preparing for stuff. At least working on it a little bit. Now, if you're not familiar with the little charge sections work, if you're not familiar with the little fetch quests, item hunt slash thingamajigger you have to do to unlock the final area in Redesign, there are Chozo statues, and we've seen one, at least one, in Crateria. It's the one with the power bomb that I said was important, we get to later, and we might actually even get to it in this video. And there is a secret behind this wall, just like the other wall, except this one's a bit more well hidden because it's not quite as out of place as the other thing. But there are 12 of those Chozo statues you have to find, and you have to morph into the hand and they'll do their thing, and you'll get a weird message that you'll probably have no idea what the Lord is talking about, but it's important. Basically, there's a so yeah, we've got half this puzzle right here with the gate. We need to release the decor to get through the wall. The other side is through that ledge it showed you in the last video that didn't look like anything, just like the wall behind the power bomb. Looks pretty good grief. Stupid giant side hoppers with your big eyes. So yeah, there's these statues. The entrance to terrain has one of these Chozo statues in front of it. If you find that, you morph into that, it will tell you you need to disarm 12 statues if you haven't disarmed any of them. Now you'll probably have at least disarmed one, the one in Crateria. Because that one's out in the open, it's just behind powerbomb blocks, there's a powerbomb behind it, it stands out. And I kind of like that, I really like that design, because at least at that point, the game's telling you, well hey, there's a statue here. You might not have any idea what it is, or what it's for, what it did when it said unlocked. But when you get to the terrain entrance, it becomes apparent that, oh, this is what this stuff's for. So then you have to go around hunting these whole things. And if you haven't played the hack before, don't really know to look for these things, that becomes a very long, arduous test of exploration. Because that one in Crateria that we've seen is the only one that I remember that's out in the open. Where am I going? Oh, yeah. It's all these other connections and fun stuff. I don't need to worry about this right now. But yeah, these statues are everywhere. We can't get that many of them right now, and it's not really worth it, I don't think. to start really hunting them down. Actually, I can get item over here. Because, I mean, a lot of these statues need like gravity suit for, especially. So, and we're actually not that far away from gravity suit. I believe I said that last video too. One of these recent videos, I don't remember. You would think I would remember stuff I just recorded much better. But, yeah, anyway, this item, you have to do a shine spark. Well, not shine spark. You have to do a speed boost jump. Speed jump. Except it can't be a full jump. You have to do a little hop over the ledge and into those blocks, which will then let you power bomb the floor. And that was a little bit better, but still not good enough, obviously. Your reward for doing this is X-ray scope. That's its location. You know, for players who like X-ray scope, this is the kind of location, or for hacks that have it. And that was close. But for hacks that have it, this is a good location. Because the player can't quite get it right away. But the spot is kind of obvious enough where they'll see something. And if they remember to come back and look, well, there's the spot. And we're doing a little bit of a technical jump there. That's suspicious. We get another wonderful purple door. There's lots of purple doors in Redesign. And right back here is the X-ray scope. This might come in handy very much if you're looking for those statues. No, I guess I don't think I said this. There's 3 statues in Crateria, there's 3 in Brinstar, there's 3 in Meridia, and there's 3 in Norfair. There's a whole lot of statues. 12 in total, 3 in those every area. When you get in a statue, it'll give you a message say, you know, Crateria Sector 1, Brinstar Sector 3, Norfair Sector 2, whatever. They'll give you that information, so doesn't mean anything, just means you disarm that one. But that is one of the things I do like about this. Thanks, let us leave. I do actually like having to go around and exploring all over the place. I do like this part of the hack. And I do not mind that they're all hidden so well. Because I personally kind of prefer stuff like that. Where you're having to check. It's not completely ridiculous. I will say they are hidden really well. But like the one I was doing half the gate to earlier with the Decora is about the only one I think that really doesn't exactly have a hint for it. Yeah, kind of, sort of. If you think about it too much, it might seem like there's a hint there, but there really isn't. But the rest all have, well, not all of them. Most of the rest, like 9 out of the 12, all have some pretty good hints to them. Even though you may not, you could have missed them, but you could also see them. And those are good hints. Or they blend in enough, but they also stand out enough if you take care and notice it. The one in Brinstar with the Decora, and there is one in Meridia that is absolutely evil. The one in Brinstar is easier compared to the one in Meridia. And we might as well save. Oh yeah, also up in Crateria we can get Spazer Beam now, which would be a very good idea. And actually, Crateria is where we need to be anyway, because this is where the gravity suit is. There's the suitless underwater segment, which of course with Redesign physics is painful as you would imagine. It is quite the experience. It's a good F word. But yeah, the Spazer Beam is the best beam until you get the beam combo, I believe. Plasma's probably a little stronger, but I still think I actually prefer the Spazer Beam over in this hack, if you don't have the combo. And let me see. Of course, it's also, I like how it uses Spazer Beam. It makes it really useful because when you have it, it's your, because you won't be getting plasma for a while. And even the beam combos, not for a while. And this is actually these suspicious looking blocks. That is where we're going to be headed for Spazer. It's right up there. We just have to get there first. Get around so we can shine spark. But Spazer in this hack is actually useful. Like Spazer in a lot of hacks, it's kind of placed in a spot, well, where, you know, the player may not get plasma, so we'll give them this weaker beam out in the open. We'll just throw some in. It's like not much use to it. There's no real value in it other than completion percentage. And good grief, I hope you can't hear them birds because they are going off. I guess I'm gonna have to go right. Yeah, I mean, with this hack, you have to find Spazer Beam. You have to do this little shine spark and all that, which isn't really that bad. Oh, hey, boulder. Random boulder popping out of the wall. Oh, yes. Here's this wonderful cargo. It is hiding a little secret behind it. But yeah, with the Spazer Beam in this hack, it's actually really useful and really good, so I kind of wish more hacks use Spazer Beam like this. And we've got these wonderful bomb blocks. And I guess there's no bugs there. This interesting little missile just hanging out. It's still really strange to find items just hanging out, middle of nowhere. Like, hi, I'm just here waiting for you. And over here is actually where we need to shine spark for Spazer. Because you've got all this excess space. And it's like, there's nothing back here except this interestingly flat spot in the ceiling. And obviously we use that to shine spark. And it sends us all the way up here. And Spazer is right over here. Oh yeah, I have a spring ball. Oh my goodness. I was even saying, hey look, high jump comes packed with spring ball in this hack, and I've never been using it, good grief. So yeah, Spazer is more powerful than the other beams, it's rapid fire. I have to go this way, I guess. And overall, it's just a really good beam in this hack. I think all the beams in this hack do a good job of being useful. And good. Like the wave beam obviously opens gates, the ice beam obviously freezes stuff. Spazer is much more powerful, especially at this point in the hack. And then it's actually the beam combo next, which will let you combine all of them. And then plasma's in lower warfare. But yeah, Spazer takes care of these guys pretty easy. Hi, Scree. Just get in my way. Screes are annoying enemies because they're really not that useful. There's like two ways to use them. One is put them in a spot where it's going to make the player aggravated at their placement because they can't really avoid them or do whatever. Or they place them in a spot where it's obvious where they are and it's easy to either avoid them or destroy them. They're really not that useful. Well, maybe not useful is the wrong word, but they're just, I haven't used any of them just because they seem very unusable. So anyway, here's the most open Chozo statue. We've got the power bomb, and again, I really like the placement because it's right out in the open. And then players like, oh hey, what's happening? And at the end of its little earthquake, why it's decided to shake the room, I don't know. So yeah, Sector 1, Crateria. So we disarm that. There's 2 more in this, and Crateria. Yeah, we can't really... I think we could reach one, but we'd have to shine spark to it at some spot. And it was actually the last one I found, because I was not expecting it to be hanging out where it was. It's actually one of these big rooms up top in Crateria that we've already been through. It's just hanging up in the ceiling somewhere. You just space jump up to it. And I did not ever think to look up on the ceiling in one of these big Criterion rooms to look for that. So, yeah. I found the others first. And this is the escape route, I believe. And there's something that opens this gate somewhere. Well, that's good to know. So I guess we'll just continue onward then. So yeah, these screens are just... People use them much better than I do, even though they really place them in the same places I couldn't place them. I don't know, I guess I just don't like the thought of placing them there in my own hack. Yeah, and it might actually be this room that the statue's in. Just hanging somewhere. It might be this room. There's a couple of these bigger rooms, so who knows. And I am actually coming up on a time limit. My own time limit. So I think we'll stop the video off here, and we will get further into the Redesign underwater Crateria section if I can get up here in the next video. So we will see you for that one. And actually, I want to check to see if it's up here. I don't think this is it. Nope. Okay. So yeah, we will see you in the next video.